Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. I'm Shane, and I'm back with Season 1, Episode 9 of House of the Dragon. Guys, last episode was the most emotional episode for me. We had the alliance between the families hanging by a thread, and I think for the most part, everyone kept it together for King Viserys. I learned from the comments that King Viserys' entrance and him walking up the stairs and Daemon picking up the crown actually was improvised, and it was just a powerful moment. You guys saw my reaction. I was bawling. Now, there were a lot of comments, people saying that it's way better than Game of Thrones. I think people might forget how great Game of Thrones really was until kind of the very end. Then as more time has gone by, people have said, oh, it's only the first 3 or 4 seasons that were good, and then it really went downhill. I don't really believe it really went downhill. I think it kind of started to show that the source material wasn't there anymore. But I thought if they would have nailed the ending, then everyone would have been happy. And I'm wondering if Alicent, with her interpretation of what King Viserys was telling her about the dream, I'm wondering if she will obviously probably take that the wrong way and try to put her son on the throne, and there's going to be a war. It makes me sad. I do know, I think I saw something where George R.R. Martin said that there has to be 4 seasons of this to do it justice. If the quality can stay this good, and obviously the source material is already there, and George R.R. Martin is heavily involved, I mean, more power to them. The last video did really well. Before we jump into this one, I just want to remind you guys that you can go to our Patreon for our full-length, uncut reaction. I don't know how good this episode is going to be, but I recommend you go back, definitely for the previous one. We have 2 weeks early access, and obviously full-length uncut for all of our shows. Check out our merch. Now we're going to jump in. They're gonna have a funeral now? These are some nice big sets. Now green is Alicent, which is my favorite color.
You're sure? With his own eyes, Your Grace.
Stay here. Tell no one. Help me dress.
Did the boy see the king die, or is this...
Who knows?
Something else?
My handmaiden Talia. I saw him last night. Before he...
Okay.
What is it that could not await an hour? Was Dawn invaded?
The king is dead.
Idiot.
With his last breath, he impressed upon the Queen his final wish that his son, Aegon, should succeed him as Lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
Then we may proceed now with the full assurance of his blessing on our long-laid plans.
Yes, there is much to be done, as we've previously discussed. Now, there are 2 among the captains of the City Watch that remain loyal to Daemon. Let us replace them. Lord Lannister.
The treasury is well in hand. The gold will be divided for safekeeping.
Am I to understand that members of the small council have been planning secretly to install my son without me?
My queen, there was no need to sully you with darkling schemes.
I will not have this. To hear that you are plotting to replace the king's chosen heir with an impostor.
His firstborn son is hardly an impostor.
Hundreds of lords and landed knights swore fealty to the
That was
princess.
some 20 years ago. Most of them are now dead.
You heard the Lord Hand, plot or no. The king changed his mind.
I am 76 years old. I have known Viserys longer than any who sit at this table. And I will not believe that he said this on his deathbed, alone with only the boy's mother as a witness. This is seizure. It is theft. It is treason, at the least.
Mind your tongue, Lyman.
The king was well last night, by all accounts. Which of you here can swear that he died of his own accord?
Which of us are you accusing of regicide, Lord Beesbury?
Whether it was one of you or all of you, I care not. I will have no part.
Down!
Jesus, dude.
Throw down your sword and remove your cloak, Sir Criston. I am your Lord Commander, Sir Criston. Cast down your sword.
I will not suffer insults to Her Grace the Queen.
There was no insult to me, Sir Chris. You put aside your blade.
Let us have Lord Peacebury removed.
No. The door remains shut until we finish our business.
Jeez Louise.
The former heir cannot, of course, be allowed to remain free and draw support to her claim.
You mean to imprison her?
She and her family will be given the opportunity to publicly swear obeisance to the new king.
She will never bend the knee. Nor will Daemon, which you know. You plan to kill them. And all here accede to this.
Your father is correct, Your Grace. A living challenger invites battle and bloodshed.
It is unsavory, yes. But a sacrifice we must make to secure Aegon's succession. And then there is Daemon to consider. The king wouldn't wish for any
But the king did
unsavory...
not wish for the murder of his daughter. He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
And yet...
One more word, and I'll have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
Allison, I really appreciate her right now. The Kingsguard guy, he is not having any of this shit.
I am Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. I recognize no authority but the king's. And until there is one, I have no place here.
Yeah, fucking I agree with his ass. He thinks this is some dirty shit. God, I'm getting goosebumps.
Where is Aegon?
Not here.
He's not in his rooms.
Is he fucking someone else?
Your father.
There is a beast beneath the boards.
Oh, my dearest love.
Is she fucking crazy?
Sir Eric. Where's the prince?
Forgive me, Lord Hand. I do not know.
Well, you're sworn to protect him.
He exploits his authority to order me away, and then he evades me, my lord. Believe he may have left the keep secretly. Gone into the city.
Find him. Take no one else but your brother. And remove your white cloaks. None can know who you are or what you seek. Including the Queen.
Oh, jeez. Are they gonna kill her?
What is the meaning of this?
Prince Aegon's not to be found within the castle walls, Your Grace. Your father has sent Sir Eric into the city to find him.
How does he know that?
Sir Eric knows Aegon, he has the advantage.
I will not fail you.
I'll come with you.
That would not be my desire, Aemond. If anything has happened.
Cole needs me, Mother. Sir Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings.
Dude, he looks like Sephiroth or...
I don't follow. He said time to get it wet. Every woman is an image of the mother, to be spoken of with reverence.
Even Cole, Kristen, didn't want to just bang Rhaenyra. He loved her.
You see, the man we seek is the young Prince Aegon. I may trust, I hope, in the discretion of your trade.
The prince is not here.
Has he been here? Earlier, perhaps?
Quite a bit earlier. Years ago, in fact.
But more recently.
He does not frequent the Street of Silk. His tastes are known to be less discriminating. How you've grown.
You'll not leave this room without declaring your intention.
Jeez Louise.
I am no oath breaker. I will not bend the knee.
Anyone else?
Housefell keeps its sworn oath to the princess.
Very well.
Long live the king.
Long live the king. Look at this fucking asshole.
Go on.
Come here! Come here! Get in there!
Jeez Louise. Cockfighting with kids?
About 10 years, I should say. They have them grow the nails and file the teeth. Makes them more formidable. Prince Aegon spends many a night in this place. Do you see now what he is? You've not seen everything.
So he's a little asshole.
Aegon. One of many, I'd wager.
Jeez Louise.
Here I am, trawling the city, ever the good soldier in search of a wastrel who's never taken half an interest in his birthright. It is I, the younger brother, who studies history and philosophy. It is I who trains with the sword, who rides the largest dragon in the world. It is I who should be... I know what it is to toil for what others are freely given. And we can't find him, Cole. We are decent men with no taste for depravity. His secrets are his own. He's welcome to them. I'm next in line to the throne. Should they come looking for me, I intend to be found.
I have no love for the princess.
Where were you going then with such urgency?
Dude, I hate that cripple.
Let the king's justice take him.
That is unfortunate.
My sincerest regrets for the lack of ceremony.
The king. And you are usurping the throne.
It was my husband's dying wish. Believe it or no, it is of no consequence. Aegon will be king. I came here to ask your support.
Well, I must credit you for your boldness.
House Velaryon has long allied itself with the Princess Rhaenyra, and what has it gained you? Your daughter dead, alone in Pentos. Your son cuckolded. Rhaenyra's heirs are none of yours. You, more than any soul alive, understand what I say now. Princess Rhaenys, I loved my husband, but I will speak the truth we both know. You should have been queen.
I little thought to hear those words from you.
The Iron Throne was yours by blood and by temperament. Viserys would have lived his days a country lord, content to hunt and study his histories, but here we are. We do not rule, but we may guide the men that do. Gently, away from violence and sure destruction, and instead toward peace. If it's Driftmark you want, you shall have it. For you and your granddaughters to pass on as you see fit.
Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Alicent's not that kind of woman, I don't think. Oh! Damon's girl, right?
The mysterious white worm, I take it. Or are you simply a further peel in this stinking onion? Where's the prince?
He is safely tucked away. I want an end to the savage use of children in flea bottom.
That's a good cause.
Forced to fight and worse. You gold cloaks take the bribes given them to look away. An obscenity, either tolerated or ignored by the crown.
I look into it.
When your plots ripen and you install your grandson on the throne, remember, it was me who put him there. I could have killed him as easily as a wasp on fruit. There is no power but what the people allow you to take.
Where is the white worm?
She sold you for a price.
And why have you paid it?
I want my mother. Your grandfather, the Hand, will meet you outside the city walls.
Dude, this kid...
I do regret this, friend.
Aegon know what the hell is going on?
I was hoping you disappeared.
Is our father truly dead?
Yes. And they're going to make you king.
Jesus, man.
Help me! Let me go!
Where's your brother, huh?
Let me go! Brother! Let me go!
His brother didn't do shit.
The rule! No taste for duty! I'm not suited!
You'll get no argument from me. Let me go, or we'll find a ship and sail away, never to be found. The Queen awaits.
Our hearts were never one. I see that now. Rather, I've been a piece that you moved about the board.
If that is true, then I made you Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. Would you have desired it otherwise?
How could I know? I wanted whatever you impressed upon me to want.
No king has ever lived that hasn't had to forfeit the lives of a few to protect the many, though I understand your squeamishness.
Reluctance to murder is not a weakness. We will send terms to Rhaenyra on Dragonstone. True terms, such that she may accept without shame.
If she lives, her allies will mass behind her banners, looking for her return.
Then she must not return. My husband would have desired this mercy be shown to his daughter.
Your husband? Or you, his daughter's childhood companion?
Oh, come on, you put them together.
Criston Cole will be named Lord Commander of the King's Guard. My son will be anointed tomorrow at dawn. The whole of King's Landing must witness his ascent.
Your Grace.
The cribble? Is it the cribble?
The hour is late, Lord Larys.
Did he just come in her room?
I have found out something you should know. There is a web of spies at work in the Red Keep. Along its threads travels news of all our doings. Your father knows this, but has left it in place. More than once it has proved advantageous to those willing to feed the Weaver.
And this Weaver watches me.
Dude, I hate this guy. I've never really been in love with feet. And they're... Dude, this is the OnlyFans of the ancient world. Or the medieval world. I can never just jack off the feet.
When the queen dies, the bees fly without purpose.
No, they don't. They elect a new queen. Dude, I'd be trying to see some titties or something. Why settle for feet? Ah! That is awful. She's just gonna stand there. I guess it's... I mean, it's what chicks do on the cam thing, or OnlyFans. Except instead of money, she's getting information. So I hate that cripple even more now. Whoever was sticking up for this cripple in the comments, I behoove you to reconsider your stance on this man. This feet-loving masturbator. Aemon, he's certainly got a lot to think about. I mean, he's the smart, educated fighter. That's just not good.
Where are we?
Just south of Kingsway.
Something's gonna happen, right? I know it. I can feel it.
If I could get to the dragon pit, then...
No, they'll expect you there, Princess. You won't get past the gates.
How did he let her go? That doesn't even make any sense. How did he let her go? That's ridiculous. I mean, I think that's kind of dumb.
In an hour, you will be king.
And my father never wanted this.
That's not true.
He had 20 years to name the heir and never did. Steadfastly, he upheld Rhaenyra's claim.
He changed his mind.
Wow. No. He could have, but he never did. Because he didn't like me.
And yet, with his final breath, he whispered to me that you should take his place on the throne. Your grandfather, the Hand, will try to impress on you that Rhaenyra should be put to the sword. You must reject this counsel. You must not rule with cruelty and callousness. For all her faults, she is your sister, your father's daughter.
Do you love me?
You imbecile.
He whispered his final wish that his firstborn son, Aegon, should succeed him.
Like, what the fuck? No? Now, there's such a good argument on both sides. I mean, obviously he shouldn't be king, but the fact that those aren't the king's heirs on Rhaenyra's side, and Alicent seems to be not a horrible person. I mean, neither is Rhaenyra, but Alicent is seems to be one of the more moral people in the show. I mean, I know she had a moment of weakness a couple episodes back, but, you know, it's the love of her children. I get that.
Aegon, second of his name, King of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm!
I don't want him to be like a Joffrey. So, if he was just a piece of shit king, then everyone would be in doubt. But he's also the firstborn son that's alive. Oh, Jesus! The queen who never was? Who? I can't put a face to that dragon. Because I don't know. Dude, these poor people, they didn't do anything wrong. See, if Rhaenyra kills all these people, it's gonna, to me, make... Oh my god, it's... Who is it? Jesus.
Open the door!
Dude, she looks like a badass. High towers don't have dragons, that's the thing. Okay, that was a great episode. It was like a, it just kind of reminded me, and I'm always thinking of Star Wars, but it was kind of like a mystery episode, like Attack of the Clones. Like they're trying to find Aegon, and they found him. He was being hidden by the White Whisperer. You know what's weird is Aemon seems like an evil son of a bitch. like kind of sadistic. If it wasn't for Aegon raping that young maiden servant girl, you know, which is terrible, then he would just seem like a reluctant person, unfit and undesiring of being king. But, you know, there's a lot of layers to him, but I think he got caught up in the moment and now he's excited. But the queen who never was, that is like, oh my god. See, the High Towers don't have dragons. They don't have shit. Aemon has the biggest dragon in the world, but what other dragons are there? I mean, Aegon has one, but I don't know how big it is. This is crazy. The show does a really good job of balancing all the different sides by, like, you know, giving a strength here and a handicap here. It was Viserys' desire for Rhaenyra to be his heir. Point blank. Now, she, I don't think, has done a good job preparing for that role. I mean, she was banging someone else, and I know the circumstance was she was forced to marry basically someone she didn't want to marry and someone who she couldn't have kids with, and, you know, so, like, I get that. So no matter who the heirs of hers are, the fact of the matter is she's supposed to be queen. If it wasn't for the king's word being law, then the law would be that Aegon should be king, because he's the firstborn son. I think Rhaenyra has further legitimized the fact that she should be heir because her and Daemon now have children. I've been back and forth on Alicent, and this episode gave me a lot of good reasons. I don't know if I'm on her side, but it gave me a lot of good reasons to like her. I mean, she legitimately was a pawn by Otto, and she was put into this position that she was kind of, I guess, reluctant to be in, I think. She's mourning for Viserys. She absolutely believes that she's telling the truth, that Viserys wanted Aegon to be king, and she is ignoring the advice of her father to put Rhaenyra to the sword. She thinks that's terrible, and she wants to honor Viserys and the fact that he loved his daughter. I just don't think Rhaenyra and Daemon are going to be so forgiving and moral and loving in his understanding. I mean, to me, it sounds crazy that only you on his deathbed heard that he wants to switch Rhaenyra and Aegon with your son, and only you heard it. It was right before he died, and no one could verify it. Yeah, like, it's pretty unbelievable. Even Aegon doesn't believe it. We, the audience, know that that wasn't the intention, so it's just really screwed up. I think the queen that never was is kind of ballsy. She's obviously clearly picking a side. If you ask me right now after watching this episode, whose team am I on? And from what I understand, there's Team Black and Team Green. Well, Team Green is my favorite color. I like Alicent, but I don't really like any of her children, but I did like Kristen and Aemon walking around, conversing. I actually kind of empathized with Aemon a little bit when he was saying that, hey, I am the one that should be king, but he's doing his duty as brother and as someone loyal to the crown and to the monarchy. So he's doing his duty even though he thinks that his brother shouldn't be king. And I will say that Rhaenyra's son, who's the heir, who isn't really a Targaryen, but a bastard, he seems to be kind of like Aemon, to where he is actually doing everything he can to prepare for his role in leadership. I want to take a little minute here just to point out how much I dislike that crippled man the cripple. I'll call him a cripple. So he has to jack off to her feet. And it's funny because it's like this OnlyFans thing. And it's just funny because she's just like, this is so weird and disgusting, but she's doing it for information. And dude, I mean, if you're going to like, why don't you, how much can you love feet? I like some nice feet, but I don't love it so much to jack off and like give all my, and completely give my cards away by just taking the feet. I guess I would want to see some titties and shit. But I also have never been in, well, that's not true. I guess if I was at his station, I guess I'm too proud to say, well, I'll give you this if you let me jack off to your feet. So, I don't know. But he's a scummy dude, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got nothing to say about him. It was also really hard to watch this fighting ring with children where they file down their teeth to make them sharp, and they sharpen their nails. I think that's disgusting. And obviously, Aegon has fathered many children. That guy is a shit show. He's not fit to rule. I'm not saying people can't change, but he doesn't seem fit to rule, and I imagine he's not going to be fit to rule. I hope he's not like Joffrey, because then I'm just going to be completely against him. I was entertained overall the entire episode. The last episode, it was a little slow for me, but it ended with one of the best, most emotional thirds in terms of everything that happened. Guys, thank you so much for watching my reaction. If you like 3rd Street and you want to support us, like, subscribe, hit that notification, leave a comment down below. You can also subscribe to us on Patreon, and we have merch, so check those out. And that's it. Goodbye, and leave a comment down below. I think I already said that.